Hello, this is Andrea Milky Shore, and I'm going to show you how to use a Nostepinne. I have two balls here to show you two different looks you can get from winding on the Nostepinne. It's just a matter of personal preference. Some people like one style of ball, some people like the other. They both are center pole balls. You can have the yarn feed out of the middle of it. I call this one the goose egg because it kind of looks like that, and this is what I consider to be a traditional ball. It looks similar to what you would get off a hand cranked center pole ball winder. So my Nostepinne is very plain. I use it for plying, and so I didn't want any extra turnings on it. Yours may differ. I use the notch up here at the top to secure my yarn, and then I bring it down. And how far down you want to come is going to depend on what size ball that you are going to wind. If you have a large ball, this is pretty small, these are some little samples from my stash, but if I was going to wind a whole 4-ounce skein, I would want to start near the center of the Nostepinne so that I have room to grow out on both sides of it. For a small sample ball like this, I can start closer to the tip because I know my ball is only going to take up a small amount of area. So I wrap it a couple times around. That secures that end there. And I've seen instructions where people have you wrap and wrap and wrap until you've covered up inches of the Nostepinne, and I don't find that necessary at all. I just need a little bit to secure it, and then my ball will grow and become any size I want it to be just on how I continue to wrap once I start going diagonally. Now you do want to take care not to wrap too tightly. If you wrap really tightly and you end up with a ball that's hard like a baseball, that yarn is under tension. It's been stretched, and when you knit or crochet with it, it's going to relax the first time you wash it, and your garment can then shrink. So you want to just put enough tension on to keep the yarn in place, but not so much that you're stretching it or attenuating it. So I'm going at an angle from below to above, slightly turning the Nostepinne towards myself as I do this. Now, exactly where I lay these strands will determine what shape of ball I get. If I continue to wind from corner to corner of the yarn that is on here, I'll get a ball that is flat on the top and bottom. If I wind close to the wood each time, if I touch the wood at the bottom, touch the wood at the top, each time I go around, I come back to the wood itself, that will give me the goose egg shape. And I'm not overly concerned about how neatly this is. I don't care if these strands lay side by side or if they are sometimes a little bit out of order. Maybe I'll wind a big one, where there's a big space, and then I'll fill in on the next round, wrap. It's a ball of yarn. I'm going to be undoing it very shortly as I knit or crochet with it. So I'm just concerned about making it into a neat little package that is center pole, so it's not going to be rolling away from me as I work with it. That's my goal, not whether or not every strand is laying perfectly side by side. So I just continue to wrap. I'm starting to build out a flat top and bottom to this ball. I think that's enough to give you an idea of how it works. When I finish, I'll wrap a couple times horizontally around the ball, and then I can tuck my end in there, so then I'll always know where my outside end is, and slide this one off, and there I have my center pole, my inside end. So the ball will stay put while it feeds. And that is how you use a Nostepinne. Thank you.